Hi friends, Andromeda of Earth here, wanting to talk about the new moon in Aries that we are currently experiencing. I believe it went direct yesterday, the 24th. Today's the 25th, so the next day. I think it's really powerful to do ceremony and things on like the following day because it's like the beginning of that lunar cycle really happening. Of course, we have a day and a half on either side of the apex to really feel the power of whatever moon transit is going on. So there is really a lot of opportunity to do work with the moon when we want to. A day and a half on either side, that's 3 days that we can work at whatever time is the best for us. Following our own cycles versus the cycles of others is really what's being called to be right now. We experienced the solar new year when the sun went into Aries, but now we have this coming together of the masculine and the feminine with the moon here and with the new moon, and that is just, to me, so divine when we have the union of masculine and feminine. So water obsessed right now. I have a lot of fire in my chart, and then you add the sun in Aries, it's a lot of fire. I think anybody is or can be apt to burning out during an Aries type of season. It's like the coil being released. All of a sudden we can go. Feel a little bit more direction and motivation. And I know because so much is on hold, it may feel like I'm just spinning my wheels, yet it doesn't have to be that way, at least in my opinion. We are adaptable. I mean, humans, we are adaptable. That's one of the things we do the best. That's why we are thriving as we are as a species. Yeah. So, anyway, I saw that Jess Everblue created a new moon in Aries tarot spread. I thought it was beautiful. Thank you so much, Jess. So why not use it? Okay. It's a 5-card spread. Seems pretty straightforward. Wanted to use the Vindur Deck. I'm super loving this. All the things about it, the images, the way it feels in my hands, the colors. I love watercolor, so just definitely feeling very pulled to using this deck. I've never seen this yellow before. It's amazing. It's pretty bright. It's kind of getting washed out with this light right now. Anyway, I welcome any and only benevolent beings to this space. All others are banished. I welcome any angels or archangels, any ascended masters, any ancients, any ancestors who are of divine will and universal law are welcome here. Any being, named or unnamed, who is of universal law and divine will is welcome here. What information do we need to know for this new moon in Aries? I love you. I thank you. I'm sorry, and please forgive me. I trust you. Just gotta wave. So much going on. First, where to surrender. Looks like we have the 9 of Swords. The end of a mental journey. Yeah, things look pretty black and white right now. People are picking sides, choosing their realities. That's the way I see it. You're either pointing this way or that way. And remember, this is just our perception, right? This is what we're seeing. If we had to grab one of these swords, which one would we grab? Which one is appealing? Is there a darkness that's descending over our consciousness right now? Do we need to just surrender to this nighttime, this ending, this impending change? Yeah, I think of 9s, I think of the sacred spiral. You know, 9 or 9, however you want to draw it. So to me, the ending is about coming back into the divine spiral that we're all in. It's so easy when we all will spin out of control, but we cannot escape that spiral. The out of control just simply gives us a place to expand upon, some experience to expand upon. So where to surrender? Surrendering to the change in the end and the differences, the separation that we're experiencing. And even so, it's like we may think that that's a black and white background, but really there's a lot of gray in there too. So maybe we can surrender our own perception of the way that we think that things are going. It's not all black and white. But things will change, and things are ending, and things are going in different ways. We can just let things be as they need to be. Where to focus my energy? The King of Cups. The master of the emotional realm. He has his own cup, so safe, you know, and within his grasp and within his view. And he's sort of like dreamily looking out to the world, just like, you know, very romantic. And their crown of love floats upon their head. Their cup is a part of them managed so effortlessly that they don't even have to really look at it to hold it. And focusing on our own emotional mastery will just trickle to everywhere else. It'll trickle away to everybody in your family. You know, if we take care of our own house, it makes other people want to take care of their own house. And by house, I mean house, you know, not just the house, but it can also mean the house of Earth. We are a blue planet from space, and that's because we are water. It doesn't even look like they have to really put a lot of effort into this. They just are. Just the ruler of themselves, being the example for others to rule their own realm, right? We're not into dictatorship or fascism in this reality I've signed up for. What feelings need witness right now? The Nine of Pentacles. It's okay to not really be able to see where we are when we're in it. This is a labyrinth, right? This is a journey that, of course, can be seen better from a taller, wider perspective. You allow yourself to elevate. You can see the path. But if you are so stuck at what is in front of you, especially if you are stuck in front of, you know, our phones, right? Or Netflix or whatever it is, you know, we're only going to see the thorns and the roadblocks and more winding paths. But things are changing and ending just like they are in our mental realm. That's happening in our physical realm as well. It won't be the same when we exit out of the labyrinth and we come out. Which spot do you think you came into this? Did you come into it from the bottom and you're working your way up? Or did you come in from this perspective and then kind of got down into here? Right, there's no right or wrong answer. I'm sure it's different for everyone. You can see if you entered the layer from over here that there were these 8 pentacles. And so we thought, oh great, 8 pentacles, awesome. I'm doing the work, you know. And then we enter the labyrinth, and once we zoom up and out, we can see it's actually 9 pentacles. We've obviously got the one right there in the center of the labyrinth maze. Is it a game? Game of life? How you doing in that? You know, we're witnessing our feelings of needing to see a higher perspective and observing our change, and maybe being a little confused right now. You know, maybe you're not in the upper position yet. Maybe we're still focusing on all this stuff down here. It's a very earthy thing that needs to be witnessed, being in Pentacles. You know, maybe it is time to step out into a garden maze, get lost for a little bit. Nature is healing, I know it. What to remember when setting intentions? The Hermit. So, another 9. So we've got 3 9s right now. So all these are telling us to go within, to let silence provide the answers to us instead of forcing them and thinking that we're just going to find them just by looking. Maybe it's something we have to do. Maybe it's something that just will come to us as we allow ourselves the stillness and the solitude. The Hermit is also indicative of a Virgo. So when you are working through, where to surrender, where to focus, what feelings you need to witness, remember this Hermit in mind. Remember to, let go of the light of others and allow yourself to shine with the knowledge from within. Ask yourself, what would my Virgo friend do? And if you don't know, go ahead and ask him. Why not? If you say to a Virgo, how do I've got this thing I want to do, how do I set this intention? They're going to give you a bunch of options, ideas. That's what Virgo wants to do, wants to heal, wants to fix, because they already know what the answer is. They've been analyzed it. Virgos are amazing in that they are the last sign that is within the physical realm before you get up into the higher realms or the second half of the zodiac. And that to me is very, very indicative of their ability to rise above and see all the perspectives, to witness what's really going on. Remember, the light comes from within. External validation, it nearly never comes when you are calling for it, but when you finally, lose the desire and need for it, you will find all the validation you need right here in your heart. How can I support myself in following through with the intentions I set this new moon? Justice. It looks to be, we've got the scales here, and I definitely think about Libra in this case. Interesting to me how we've been seeing, nines, and then we get, how do I support myself? Look at the Roman numerals. They're like mirrors of each other. 9 and 11. So how can I support myself? Well, it's all about balance. We're not expected to just do. We have to rest. Endings are not easy, even when it's an ending that we want. It can often make us feel like we are slipping out of control. And this justice likes to feel in control of the situation. They are the scales. They are the measuring device to know which side is heavier than the other. $11, if you think about it as a number, it's a 1 and a 1. That's pretty balanced to me. If you had to look at yourself, your situation, your home, or whatever it is that you are focusing this time, this Aries energy on, and you had to measure and weigh out how heavy is this side and how heavy is this side. We all have opposing forces within us. Just like we all have Libra and Virgo and Gemini and Sagittarius and all these parts of us, they are inside of us because we have all of those directions in our birth charts. All those signs are there. What do you do when you find something is a little heavier than you would like? That it's just not balanced. You know, this is a free will existence universe. You can do whatever you want. Mm-hmm. It is. I see this. I see the balance right here between, you know, the spiritual and the physical. You know, it's not just a balance between work and play or masculine, feminine. It's in and out as well. Continue discerning what is for you and what is not for you. I'm always inspired by Jen at Natural Magics, who, you know, asks us to, you know, limit our storytelling when we are judging, you know, what is right and what's not right, what's heavy and light. And we don't have to make up a big story or to justify it or anything like that. It's just, it is. And either it is for you or it's not. You can tell. You are the scale. I'm going to set up the altar for this with a crystal grid and some Reiki, and then I'll upload it, post on my Patreon first. A little bit later I'll make it public to everyone, but then I'll also have part 2 with journal prompts and the altar pictures and any other symbolism that comes up to explore, so we can touch on these further. Thank you so much for being here, folks. We'll talk soon.